Call meeting to order with a prayer. Almighty God, we ask for your guidance and direction as we come together to meet. Grant us the strength to manage the challenges ahead and the wisdom to identify these as opportunities as we strive to serve the citizens of Crescent Springs. Amen. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Matt Zapp.
Here.
Tom Bergamini.
Here.
Carter Dickerson.
Here.
Christy Arlinghouse. Here. Mike Daugherty.
Here.
Bob Mueller.
Here.
Okay, approval of minutes, November 12th, 2018 council minute meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the November 12th meeting.
Mike's made a motion, do I have a second?
I will second Mike's motion.
Matt's made a second.
Tom Bergamini.
Yes.
Carter Dickerson.
Yes.
Christy Arlinghouse.
Yes.
Mike Daugherty.
Yes.
Bob Mueller.
Yes.
Matt Zapp.
Yes.
Next item is, I'd like to recognize the outgoing council members. And thank you for your service to the city.
Big smiles on their faces.
And don't be a stranger. We got a little something for you. Mike,
Thanks, Mayor.
Matt, and Tom.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's ticking, is that a problem?
Yeah.
How many years combined of service do we have? We got 20 here, 20 for you,
12.
12?
I think about
32.
40.
About that same for me in two different
Oh, very
stints,
nice.
yes.
That's nearly as long as the city is old.
Yeah.
Wait, how old does that make you?
Very
Oh,
nice.
never mind.
Thank you for your service.
Yes, we
Very
certainly
nice.
do.
Thank
This
you.
is very nice.
Thank you very much.
These
You're
clocks
welcome.
are so you can set the time for this
That's
next
a,
meeting.
just a little token for the service that they render to
That's
the
doesn't bad.
residents
That's
of
very
Crescent
nice. Thank you very much.
Yep, they saw us through a lot of change.
Yeah. Okay, next item is swearing in of the new council members.
Well, we're gonna-
Mike is going to take over that event.
Thank you, Mayor. And we'll start with the mayor and then council. For those of you who are new members, there is a prescribed oath embedded in the Kentucky Constitution, which has to be administered. And in reviewing the accompanying statute today, the person who has to administer the oath is either some court, a judge, retired or active, or a member of the General Assembly. There's a couple other exceptions, or notary public. Now, so that's great. And then all of a sudden I realized my notary has expired. So I will not be administering the oath tonight. April is going to take those honors. So, but I want to warn you, and Vince, you may remember this from previous stint, that part of the oath is that you must swear that you have never participated in a duel, or that you've ever been a second to a duel. And this goes back to our state constitution of 1890 or so, and it was inserted then for a very good reason. But it's become a little antiquated, but that is part of it. And following the administration of the oath, there is basically the oath that each of you need to sign that April will notarize. And we will have that in case we need to file it with the clerk, county clerk. So let's start with the mayor. And Lou, I'll ask you to stand and raise your right hand. And April, if you will read him his oath.
I do solemnly swear or affirm
I do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of this Commonwealth
that I will support the Constitution of this Commonwealth
and the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the United States
and the laws and ordinances of the City of Crescent Springs,
and the laws and ordinances of the City of Crescent Springs,
and be faithful and true to the Commonwealth of Kentucky,
and be faithful and true to the Commonwealth of Kentucky,
so long as I continue a citizen thereof,
so long as I continue a citizen thereof,
and that I will faithfully execute,
and that I will faithfully execute,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
the office of Mayor of the City of Crescent Springs, Kentucky,
the office of Mayor of the City of Crescent Springs, Kentucky,
according to law.
according to law.
And I do further solemnly swear or affirm,
And I do solemnly swear and affirm,
that since the adoption of the present Constitution,
since the adoption of the present Constitution,
I being a citizen of this United States,
I being a citizen of this United States,
have not fought a duel with deadly weapons within this state,
have not fought a duel with deadly weapons in this state,
nor out of it, nor
Nor-
have I sent or accepted
nor out of it, or have I sent or accepted
a challenge to fight a duel with deadly weapons,
a challenge to fight a duel with deadly weapons,
nor have I acted as a second in a carrying challenge,
nor have I acted as a second in a carrying challenge,
nor aided or assisted any person thus offending,
nor aided or assisted any person thus offending,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, and then I'll ask the new council members to please come forward. Mr. Hackett, Mr. Albanese, Mr. Chadbottom, and I'll ask the re-elected council members to please stand. Christie, that counts you if you can stand. You don't have to stand.
I'm not that old, I was just waiting as long as I could. Jeez,
I apologize.
I give me and you think I'm falling apart.
I will ask each of you to raise your right hand. And April, if you would read them their oath, please.
I do solemnly swear or affirm
I do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of this Commonwealth
that I will support the Constitution of this Commonwealth
and the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the United States
and the laws and ordinances of the City of Crescent Springs,
and the laws and ordinances of the City of Crescent Springs,
and be faithful and true to the Commonwealth of Kentucky,
and be faithful and true to the Commonwealth of Kentucky,
so long as I continue a citizen thereof,
so long as I continue a citizen thereof,
and that I will faithfully execute to the best of my ability
and that I will faithfully execute to the best of my ability
the office of Member of City Council of the City of Crescent Springs, Kentucky,
the
The
office
office of member of the City Council of Crescent Springs, Kentucky.
Kentucky,
according to law.
according to law.
And I do further solemnly swear or affirm that
And I
And I do
do
further solemnly swear or affirm that
since the adoption of the present Constitution,
since the adoption of the present Constitution,
I, being a citizen of this United States,
I, being a citizen of the United States,
have not fought a duel with deadly weapons within this state,
have not fought a duel with deadly weapons
within this state,
nor out of it,
nor out of it,
nor have I sent or accepted a challenge to fight a duel with deadly weapons,
nor has I
sent
sent
or
or
accepted
accepted
a
a
challenge
challenge
to
to
fight
fight
a duel
a
with deadly
duel,
weapons,
nor have I acted as a second in carrying a challenge,
nor have I acted as a second carrying a challenge,
nor aided or assisted any person thus offending,
nor aided and assisted any person thus offending.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
If you hand me those forms, I'll pass those out to them.
We have lunch and cookies in the back after the meeting to celebrate our new arrivals and our departees.
Sorry about that.
Okay. Our authority report, Mike.
We had the meeting last month. still on plan to, after the first of the year, to start forming a committee to look at the possibility of a new firehouse. To remind everybody, that was built in the 70s for about $60,000, maybe 70 if you round it up. I forget the exact amount, and most of the labor was done by the volunteer firemen. So it's something that has served the city well. It doesn't have real sleeping quarters, and now we have people spending the night there as medics, so there needs to be some changes. So they'll be investigating that. I believe that was all that was relative. The new council members, the fire authority meeting is always open. It's the third Monday of every month, 6 p.m. at the firehouse.
Mike, is there any kind of time frame they're talking about for a new
Well,
building?
2 years ago had been nice, but it's gonna take time to figure out what's the best use of the land and how it fits on the land, and what's the best way. Is it an addition the right thing? Probably not. There's some issues with the 40-some-odd-year-old building that need to be addressed, and it's going to be a time thing. But the sooner that the discussions can start, the better.
That it, Mike?
That's it.
Thank you, sir. Finance report, Matt?
From a finance report perspective, I passed out to each of you, and there's a few on the table, if anybody in the audience has one, a listing of our financial report for the 5 months that are ending November 30th. Again, this is a similar format that you've seen in prior meetings. So in the revenue side, excuse me, you kind of see year to date we're at about 1.5 million versus the prior year is about 1.7 million. So from a revenue perspective, we're down a little bit. You'll see the comments out to the right. The biggest chunk of that revenue shortfall is really in that IPT, the insurance premium tax, which is down about $146,000 year over year. And again, as we've talked about before, it's hard to predict when residents will issue some life insurance policies that is taxed on, so really kind of out of our control. Property tax receipts are about flat. Payroll gross receipts are down a little bit, but not significantly, and the utilities franchise fee is up about 12%, about $6,000. So the miscellaneous other income is up significantly, and that involves any other kind of revenue that comes into the city. So reimbursement from the special events. We sold one of the Bobcats, that comes through miscellaneous. So that you'll see a significant uptick in that, but that is just a whole lot of other things that come through that aren't year-over-year revenue generation. From an expense side, you'll see the administrative department is relatively flat. They're about 4%. And I have their 5 biggest line items included in there. Again, payroll is up, and clearly the big one is health, life, dental, and insurance. We've seen a significant increase in the insurance costs overall. Some of the other categories are actually down, but health, life, and dental is significantly higher. On the public works side, again, you'll see we're up significantly in public works expenses. Part of that being the public works payroll. The other 2 really big ones being the equipment purchases, which again included a Bobcat, a new lawnmower, some of the new radar units, and then the project that's ongoing in the park for the new bathroom. Those are, combined, those are about $105,000. So that's a pretty significant increase when we didn't have those projects last year. Safety services, as we've talked about, we're seeing the savings from our new police contract with the city of Villa Hills. So you'll see significant reductions there. Debt service is about the same, and leading to sort of the bottom number there. We're showing about $409,000 of revenue over expenses this year versus the $578. Again, that difference is about $170. That goes kind of to IBT and some of the expenses going back and forth. Page 2 of this document really is just the pictures that go along with all the numbers, so you can kind of see the breakdown of revenues and how that is obtained, and the expenses, where we end up spending the money. You can see kind of a balance between administration, public works, and safety.
I'm just curious, how much is our health insurance going up this coming year?
So health insurance itself was up, I want to say it was like 15 to 18, somewhere in that ballpark.
Right.
It was a big double-digit jump. And then I think we have an extra FTE on the books this year we didn't have last year, so that spikes it even more because there's another person involved. So yeah, it was a big increase. If there's any saving grace, the property and business auto, which is directly underneath it, is actually down year over year. George Ripper did a nice job. They were kind of pressuring us to sign an agreement, and he did a nice job of telling that we were reviewing other options. We saw some significant savings come in because of that. So that helped offset a little bit, but certainly not as much. That's all I have. Any other questions?
Thank you, Matt.
You're welcome.
Police report, Brian.
Thank you, sir. Congratulations to the new members and congratulations to the ones leaving. Wish you well. This month's been, it's kind of been an active month. The biggest thing is we're seeing the holiday shopping season start, so we've upped the patrols in the area where the shopping mall is and everything there. We did have 2 thefts. One was in the LA Fitness lot area, or in the LA Fitness itself. We do have a photo of the suspect. We're trying to get information on the suspect. As soon as we do, we will be making an arrest on that. I had a couple car break-ins on the same lot, so we've upped our patrols there and trying to gather information on that. Overall, though, it's been relatively quiet, which is a good thing. Your accidents have been, Buttermilk has been our main accident area this year, Anderson and Buttermilk especially. So we're working on that intersection to try to alleviate some of that. Some of it's just the traffic, some of it's just bad luck. But overall, we've been doing well. We do have a couple major things we did do this month. Terracotta, 2456 Terracotta. It has been a source of complaints for drugs. We initiated a search warrant last Monday on Terracotta. We've made 4 arrests out of there, 2 trafficking arrests. We recovered a significant amount of meth that they were selling out of there, heroin, several pipes. We do have the owner involved. It's a rental. He met with me actually today, and we're working with him to clean it up. But that is a significant problem area in the city that we've now shut it down. They were dealing on the BP lot and the Sunoco lot. So it was a good little pop. Sean Dooley and Bradford worked on it and were able to get a search warrant, use a SWAT team, went in and got him. So we shut that down. There's some other areas that we are still working on. We will hopefully alleviate those by the beginning of summer. So we'll take some of the trouble areas out of the city and probably try to quiet it down. So we're working diligently towards that. We have added our last officer. She will be going to the academy next week. Patricia Dietz will be entering the academy next week. Anticipated end of April graduation. We are working diligently to getting our K-9 up and running. We anticipate that by summer. And other than that, we're just doing things we got to do. So, any questions?
Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, great job in the third comment.
Thank you.
Public Works, Dewey.
We've got all the Christmas decorations up. We had the park decorated. Mother Nature sort of stepped on our toes for the tree lighting ceremony. We're closing up the park, getting it winterized for the winter. We've been trying to keep up with the leaves, keeping them out of the drains and stuff, especially over the hill on Twilight and that area over there, because a lot of them fall over there. We had a few trees went down when we had the ice storms. I had a couple up on Twilight, I had one down on Eubanks, and then we're getting ready to cut up the last one down at the old VA park. It sort of destroyed that tree down there. And I got my truck back. They finally figured out what was the matter with it. We got it repaired, the dump truck. So I got all the trucks back running, and our salt is good. Hopefully you don't need it.
In case I get asked, and I don't know if this is more for you or for the Christmas in the park, we're not rescheduling that, it's just canceled, correct? Okay, that's what I thought the answer was when you just reported, so make sure I say that correctly.
We're going to talk about it in the committee about maybe having a rain day. the following Sunday afternoon or something like that. Maybe not be able to get all the attractions that we would have had, but at least
Right.
have Santa. And because Sunday was just absolutely glorious.
Yep.
We would have had a big turnout.
Right.
We could do something without the train and the live nativity scene.
Okay. Next item is the mayor's report. All the developments in the city is moving ahead on, I guess, as the weather keeps participating to this extent. And Saturday is the mayor's group meeting at Crestview Hills. If anybody wants to join in. That's all I have. Okay. Old business?
April, do we have the pastor's consent to this?
We do. I spoke with him this morning.
Okay.
Where do we stand with economic development? I know we talked about it a while back, and we had Jim Parsons, and then that didn't work out. Are things kind of at a standstill, or?
I think what we're looking to do is really make a call on whether they're going to invest in creating any TIF zones.
Right.
One in particular area that we think would benefit from that. And I think the other things we were going to look at was, is council open to doing things like capping the gross receipts tax or tiering them? I think we talked at one time about creating sort of like an incentive program for properties, adjacent properties that are in the unincorporated area. We would have to draft legislation and say, okay, we're creating this incentive for people that want to come into the city. So I think what we're looking to do is move on some of the advice Jim gave us.
Okay, thank you, Bob. New business. Municipal Order 2018-12, leased with Crescent Springs Church of God for the leasing of their parking lot on High Street.
Municipal Order 2018-12, municipal order of the City of Crescent Springs, Kentucky, authorizing the mayor to renew a lease with the Crescent Springs Church of God for the leasing of a vacant lot on High Street, City of Crescent Springs, Kentucky, for the purpose of providing a public parking lot. Whereas the City of Crescent Springs, Kentucky entered into a lease with the Crescent Springs Church of God for the leasing of a vacant lot on High Street for the purpose of providing a public parking lot. And whereas said action was approved in Municipal Order 2016-12, and the lease at that time was for a period of 2 years for $1 and other valuable consideration, which included being the pavement of the vacant lot into a parking lot, and under the terms of the original lease, said lease is set to expire on December 31st, 2018. And whereas the parties are in agreement that maintaining the parking lot is in the best interest of the city, as there is no other real estate available for this purpose. And now therefore be it ordained by the mayor and the city council of the City of Crescent Springs, Kentucky, that the mayor is hereby authorized to enter into a lease agreement for up to 5 years with the Crescent Springs Church of God for $1 and other good and valuable consideration, which agreement shall commence on January 1, 2019 and end on December 31st, 2023, so that the lease in place continues and is continued to be renewed. The lease that was entered into on November 14, 2016 and made a part of Municipal Order 2016-12 is hereby reaffirmed and restated in all respects except for the dates referred to herein. This lease is subject to the right of the Crescent Springs Church of God to provide to the city a 30-day notice to terminate the lease in the event that the church elects to sell and does convey the subject premises wherein the church and parking lot sit on High Street.
Just a question, Mike, that it's up to 5 years, yet we're only doing the lease for 4?
19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I think that's 5 years.
It's fine. I did the same thing, Mike. I had to count.
That's what I'm-
19
to 20, 20 to
that's fine.
21,
I did the same thing.
17,
It's three. It's fine.
22,
I think I do the exact same thing.
Here.
I can subtract
Because you're
19,
including the 4
even
year
from
19.
Latin school, I can subtract 19 from 20 years.
You see, Latin school didn't teach me that.
Yeah, I can believe it. The principal change of this is the church may want to sell, and they wanted an escape clause for that reason. That's the principal change.
Okay, any other discussion on this?
I'll move to approve municipal order 2018-12.
Mike's made a motion to approve. I have a second.
I'll second.
Christie second.
Carter Dickerson,
Yes.
Christy Arlinghouse,
Yes.
Mike Darty,
Yes.
Bob Mueller,
Yes.
Matt Zak,
Yes.
and Tom Bergamini.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Next municipal order is 2018-13, designation of council committees.
It's my belief that all of you have seen these two municipal orders coming into okay. Because I'm not going to read all the committees and the names, I'll read the rest. Municipal Order 2018-13, designation of council committees of the City of Crescent Springs, Kentucky, be it ordained by the mayor and legislative body of the City of Crescent Springs, Kentucky, as follows. Section 1, the council of the City of Crescent Springs, Kentucky does hereby establish the following council committees to advise the full council on operation of its legislative duties as provided by statute. Further, the members of council and citizens representatives are appointed to the respective committees as follows. And there are 4 committees set forth in this municipal order, including economic development, walkability study, finance, and events and recreation. Section 2, the committee appointments herein approved and/or made shall be for the year 2019 for the purpose of advising council on the operation of its legislative duties. Official action on behalf of the city can only be taken by city council as a whole. Neither the respective committees nor individual committee members may act on behalf of the city without council approval.
Discussion?
I have a question and a point of procedure on this, and because the new council members are here. Effectively, we are appointing people you are going to be working with. Do you have any objection to that? Because typically this is done, we do it in December, but as the past several years have shown, it's been the same people are making the same decisions for the following year, but now we're having 3 of us agreeing. So in effect, Matt and myself and Mike are making the decision that's going to affect you. So the one option is to hold this for a month or to vote on it. So that was my question. I don't know. I'm not aware of where a prior legislative body approves for a succeeding legislative body, but as I said.
I think we've always done it.
No, we've always done it,
December.
but typically it's been the same people appointing, rolling the next year. And as I said, this year is a little bit unusual in the sense that 50% of the council is now gone. I don't have any objections to voting. I'm just curious as to what their comment or suggestion was.
Any comments or suggestions?
You want to go through? No, you go ahead. No, I mean, right now, the knowledge from those people that are on the committee is more important than ever because there is a transition going on with 3 of the council members. So me personally, no.
I feel the same way. They have some experience. They'll help us out.
Chad?
I feel the same way they do. They're familiar with what's going on. That's what they are.
Okay.
In a year's time, if we don't like them, they're gone.
Christie?
First, Matt, thank you for staying on as the chairperson. Are you going to come to every council meeting with your report? Or
If I
give
need
that
to,
April?
if there's, something significant, or I'll turn it in and hand it to someone to report.
Okay.
Our Nick
Yeah, Nick Bonsbach.
Bonsbach, yeah, he's on the finance committee. He'll make the report if Matt can't make it.
Okay. And as far as the events and recreation committee, we also include 2 people from Villa Hills, but they haven't named those people yet.
Right. As far as I know, I don't, April
Well,
would
they're
know.
not on our committee, so,
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve municipal order 2018-13.
Matt's made a motion, second.
I'll second.
Mike? Oh, Bob. Bob, second.
Christie Arlinghouse,
Yes.
Mike Darty,
Yes.
Bob Mueller,
Yes.
Matt Zak,
Yes.
Tom Bergamini,
Yes.
Carter Dickerson.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Next is Municipal Order 2018-14, appointment of non-elected city officers and members of the city boards and authorities.
Municipal Order 2018-14, appointment of non-elected city officers and members of city boards and authorities of the city of Crescent Springs, Kentucky. Be it ordered by the mayor and legislative body of the city of Crescent Springs, Kentucky as follows. Section 1, appointment by the mayor of the following persons to serve as officers or members of boards and various authorities as required by statute or contractual obligation by the city of Crescent Springs, Kentucky as herein after set forth is hereby approved, and the mayor by his signature there hereto does hereby appoint said persons to the offices as indicated. To the extent required by law, the council of the city of Crescent Springs, Kentucky does hereby approve the persons to serve in offices, boards, and authorities as hereinafter provided in this order. And again, there are several different committees with various names which are set forth in this order. Section 2, the appointments herein approved and or made shall be for the year 2019 or for the term provided by statute or contract, and shall continue until a successor of each appointee is thereafter appointed and or approved. Non-elected city officers shall continue unless removed as provided in KRS 83A-080. Section 3, the foregoing officials or members shall have duties, obligations, rights, and privileges as provided by ordinances and laws of the city of Crescent Springs, Kentucky, the Commonwealth of Kentucky, and the United States of America, and as provided by contracts requiring city participation.
Any discussion? Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve Municipal Order 2018-14.
Matt's made a motion. Do I have a second?
A second.
Carter, second.
Mike Darty,
Yes.
Bob Mueller,
Yes.
Matt Zak,
Yes.
Tom Bergamini,
Yes.
Carter Dickerson,
Yes.
Christie Arlinghouse.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. 12:19 is the finance meeting. 12:24 caucus meeting has been canceled. And 12:24, 12:25, and 12:31 city offices will be closed.
Have a Merry Christmas.
We have an events committee meeting January 2nd.
Correct.
Happy New Year.
Okay. Like I said, punch and cookies in the back of the room. Let's party.
I would like to collect the statements from each of the councilmen.
Need a motion?
There you go.
But for the last time, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All in
Give me
favor?
the record
Let's
for your
let
last meeting.
Tom.
Tom's got a second.
Oh, Tom second. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.